work seminar or like a webinar for us, to basically to share our learnings and share our experiences in creating and generating sort of audiences for industrial energy efficiency. If you have any questions, we're going to last for 15 minutes. We'll talk for 15 minutes. Should you have any questions, throughout any time, during this 15 minutes, please, post them on, we can answer them at after the talk. I introduce you now to my colleague Jürgen, and he will tell you a little bit more about what we.
So hello everybody. Thanks. My name is Jürgen, as Dusan said. I'm responsible for basically marketing, sales, and business operations. And I will talk you through most of the parts of today's 15 minutes. You have seen the title, Marketing for Manufacturing Industries on Social Media. Or obviously, what you can expect is an answer to the question, is marketing on social media efficient for manufacturing industries, yes or no? And the answer is no. Well, instead of stopping here, there's always a but. Yes, social media can be made effective for manufacturing industries, and we will talk you a little bit through our thinking how you can do that. And first indication might be a report from Harvard Business Review, who have listed efficient and non-efficient marketing activities in B2B marketing area. What they have said is press publications, marketing brochures, and also generic social media is not very efficient. According to them, what is efficient is, for example, content or work-related communities. And that is, at the moment, just my little point to hand over to my colleague Dusan, who will say a little bit about EIP, which is a work-related community. Dusan.
So the story started actually in 2011 when two of us founded Energy Efficiency Industrial Processes. Energy Efficiency Industrial Processes is basically a network. The idea was, to connect people who have an interest in industrial energy efficiency. So what we envisaged, we wanted to create something which is kind of open, free to access to all, and which is like technology neutral, policy neutral, because we are based in the European Union. So we wanted to have something, kind of like, a little bit different, than was traditional way, to kind of connect, industries and stakeholders in the market. So basically, through this kind of like openness, and trying to organize it this way, and not having enough funds, we have basically started using social media quite extensively. And this has actually even surprised us with the successes that we have really sort of, at the end of the first year, we already had kind of about 14,000 people connected to our social accounts. And now, we are over 90,000. And we have basically become, EIP has become, the biggest and the fastest growing industrial energy efficiency network in the world. And this has created community, which is kind of the starting point, to what Jürgen was saying. So I'll pass on to Jürgen again.
Yeah, so how Dusan has put it already, we use many different communication channels to enable people to link to the network. And the thinking behind, next to funds, obviously, was people are really fed up to link to just another website. So we thought, okay, we need to give everybody the opportunity to connect to this network however they want. And that can be conferences, events, and roundtables we do. That can be publications we do as well. There's a website, there's online news, and as you said, we extensively use various different kind of social media channels. And just from the fact that this network nearly exploded and now has become the biggest in the world and fastest growing already, is just showcasing that social media can well work for or in B2B environments, but in our way, just use in a network or in a work-related community way, and not just by a company by itself. So that was basically our first conclusion. We saw a lot of companies using it. We saw also that they put a lot of effort into it, but we could also see that their reach, if you might express it in followers, was very limited. On the other side, we could see our success, which was tremendous and has showcased that social media can work in B2B environments. The second part of it is what you communicate on social media. As Dusan has said, we are mainly an information exchange network, as energy efficiency, talking about products and services, is a huge market of nearly $500 billion worldwide. It is highly fragmented, it is very complex, it is hugely changing, and that requires information. And so we're not just publishing, let's say, a technical product sheet. What we just communicate via social media is information, like latest developments and policy and regulation, it's case studies, white papers, research information. And that is obviously what you can call content. And here we are with the second point in the Harvard Business Review, what is being considered as being efficient is content next to work-related communities. And then the next step was probably very easy. With these two things on hand, we just thought, why not combining that? Why not offering a content marketing solution which is based on a work-related community, which is based on ERP, to deliver value, marketing value, to manufacturing industries far more efficient than they can do at any time by using social media channels by themselves. And that solution is called Energy Pages. So we don't want to dig deeper into that here. If you have more information on it, you can give us a call, you can send us an email, tweet us, or contact us anytime and anyhow you want. Are there more requests for information at the moment here? Any questions, Dusan?
No, no questions at the moment. Hi, Evan. He said you sound like echoes a lot. What is echoes? I'm not sure.
Well, we said we will make that a very quick and top line information of how and why we think social media can be made efficient for manufacturing industries in terms of social media marketing. As we said, we believe if a company is doing it by themselves, it can be efficient, it can be effective. But most often we have heard responses from companies saying it doesn't work. A lot of companies tried it, but they said they're not happy with it, it doesn't work. It takes too much time, too much money, too much resources in it. On the other side, if you use social media in a context where you combine a network and content, that is a very promising and very efficient way of using social media channels. I saw here.
Are you saying the microphone is not working? It's not very clear. Okay, I mean, thanks for that. I mean, kind of like this is our first webinar, and it's also we are kind of like a little bit testing it. So we do hope, that next one, it's going to be much better. Hi, Jennifer. Thanks for joining.
So this one will also be recorded. Then you can just check it out on YouTube, and we will also provide the links for it. But there's a very short one. As said, it is the beginning of a series. We always intend to keep it very short because we don't think that people want to just stay on like for an hour or so. But we're also very happy if there are more questions, which we can again then take into a separate webinar. And to dig deeper into our thoughts, why the combination of a network and social and content is a perfect way of using social media. Here's a question.
Yes, hello, hi. I see a question from the Next Gen Bizman. It's exactly what my experience is. I think lots of people, they think that the social media is again kind of one tool for them just to broadcast. And if they use, this as kind of as a broadcasting tool, just, to push information one way, it doesn't work. I mean, we see here in Brussels as well that, politicians basically, tend to, also to use the social media. And I mean, if you look at the account, and if you just look at some of them, you know, they are followed by, I don't know, 5,000 people, and they follow 3 people, which are newspapers. That's really indicates, you know, they don't really understand, you know, what social media is. You know, it's not just about sending press releases from your company or from your office. It's basically, you know, about engaging. And that's what you said, you know, I mean, if it's used as an engagement tool by businesses, that you can connect to your customers, and then you can really sort of like a link, you know, and you can take a question and take answers and engage. I think that's really kind of the ideal way, you know, to sell. And thanks for the claps here. I mean, Jorgen, I don't know if you have something to add really on this.
I don't think at the moment. We will dig in some things deeper during our next sessions. One question, for example, could be, you know, what is the duration you need to consider when you think about using social media for marketing purposes? So is it a kind of a once-off initiative, or do you need to consider the full year marketing service that is? How do you reach potential buyers in different phases of the decision process? From just a market screening towards their purchasing, just closer to their purchasing decision-making process. What in general our B2B marketing, purchasing, or B2B purchasing processes are about today, which is not like it was in the past. You have to reach one once and then that's it. But it is more that decisions are made in groups by purchasing guys, by engineers, by financing guys, by marketing people. So how do you combine that and use social media most efficient and effectively to adapt to this modern purchasing and buying procedures? But that's for next time. Thanks.
No. Okay, thank you so much. And thanks for joining. I mean, we blocked this for Jorgen. You think it's, we have 3 minutes to go, or shall we close it? Philip, you know, thanks for joining. And yeah, it takes time to build, you know, exactly. I mean, for us, you know, it took several years, you know, to build a community, you know, to the level we are now. And we see, you know, this, you know, as being kind of like really sort of like opportunity, you know, to engage, you know, further, you know, with the people, and to basically help, you know, in supporting international industrial energy efficiency. Okay, thanks very much, everybody. We're going to record this. It's going to be on YouTube. You know, connect on us on Twitter. Send us, hey, thanks, Jan. This says, if we look forward to the future discussion. Yes, we're going to keep this, you know, try to keep this regularly to kind of drill, you know, into the details of like using of Twitter, or should we use a Pinterest? And yeah, it's going to be recorded, you know, tweet to us, you know, email us, and let's, you know, connect. Okay, thanks very much, guys. Okay, cheers.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.